There are some people in this world who will purposefully pick up broken people in an effort to fix them so it can increase their self-esteem. Now, I mentioned in a previous audio about emotional salvage people who prey on broken people so they can get what they want out of them. So I want to talk about another type of person who picks up broken people. There's something deep down inside of them that's just not totally satisfied with who they are. They feel they need to accomplish something, amazing feat, or something that is hard for other people to do in order to prove to themselves that they're worth it. So what they'll do is they'll see that someone is in a compromising position before they even ask them out. They've already gotten the backstory. And they've seen this person struggling through whatever it is they're struggling with. So they'll purposefully take up with this person and give them everything they want so that person can develop a dependence on them. And that in turn, in their minds, gives them a sense of power and dominion over them. So in a lot of those cases, it backfires though. Because they figure if I get this person and they don't have this and they don't have that and they don't have this and they don't have that. See, they're thinking in their minds if they give them everything, that person will in turn do everything that they say and give them everything that they want. But that almost never happens. The tables turn. And as they spend more time with this person, they realize there is more than what they thought they were dealing with. They've bitten off more than they could chew. I'm going to give you a case in point. There are some women who purposefully date men who are incarcerated. And the main reason why they do that is because the word is that if you get a man, this is the word on the street, not fact. The word on the street is if you get a man that doesn't have anything and you give him everything, then he in turn will give everything to you. But see, that backfires. Let's say that you've had this so-called pseudo relationship with this person who was incarcerated and they get out. You're their source of their main resource. You're their point of contact. You let them come live with you. You provide them with transportation, money, resources so they can get a job. Or if you're a very wealthy woman, you don't even require him to work. A lot of these women are alone. They don't have any children, or the children are grown or almost grown. So they're alone a lot. So they figured, okay, I'll have this man who feels emotionally indebted to me because I supported him when he was in. So he'll be, number one, he'll be faithful to me because he feels emotionally beholden to me, which in some cases it may work for a while, but in a lot of cases it doesn't. So that backfires. And you go ahead and you provide finances and everything else for him and shelter and everything else. And in some cases, he may hang around for a little while, but as soon as he gets up and he gets on his feet, he's gone. You see how these situations backfire? What you did is you went ahead and tried to get someone emotionally involved in a relationship when the timing was absolutely wrong. I remember back in the days where I had to deal with rehab, and there would be situations and groups where you would have a couple of people in rehab who will get together. Now, I'm not saying that two people who've been in rehab together will never be happy. But I can tell you what happens is in a lot of cases. When you are dealing with substance abuse and you're trying to come out of it, your level of sobriety may not be the same level of sobriety as the person you're involved with. And when you are trying to get clean, they try to discourage romantic relationships, not because they're trying to hurt you, but it's just that they want you to have 100% focus on rebuilding your life and no distractions. See, you are physically dependent on that substance. And also it developed an emotional dependence because it made you feel good. And when you are trying to get clean and you're going through withdrawals in the whole 9 yards, you are looking for a way to feel better. And even though it's not your intent, but you'll turn around and get emotionally attached to someone while you're going through it and become dependent on them. And your energy has become about the relationship instead of you trying to rebuild your life. So that's why a lot of relationships are discouraged. Of course, a lot of people break the rules, and like I said, there are a few rare cases where things do work out because they are on the same page as far as their sobriety and they're headed in the right direction. You see, in a lot of these cases, especially when you're dealing with a rehab situation, those cases are confidential. So the exposure that you have to the person that you're involved with is very limited because you don't know the backstory and you can't get that information. You don't know how many times that person has been in that center, and you don't know how many people they've been involved with. Maybe it's a pattern. Every time that they feel they want to get clean, the first thing they do is get involved in a relationship. Then when the relationship falls apart, they pick up and use again. There are many, many reasons why people pick up and use, and a lot of them have to do with a sense of emotional lack. So back to the situation with the prison. Got to be very careful. These are people who have not been in society for a while, and they are starting from ground zero. They're given a list of resources, yes. And it takes a lot of time and energy to use those resources to try to get back on their feet, just to get basic things to take care of themselves. Especially for men, since society demands that the man be self-sufficient. And that takes a lot of time. So it's usually not recommended that they get involved in relationships as soon as they get out. Some of them do because they're so overwhelmed by the fact that they are free and so excited about it that they go ahead and get into a relationship because they're still feeling that sense of euphoria from being free and not paying attention to the fact that they're going to have to spend a lot of time and a lot of money with this person, and they don't have either one of those at that time. A lot of them don't have the basic things that they need, like a steady source of legal income, or if they're supposed to receive any benefits or anything like that. They don't have it yet. They don't have transportation. They don't have their own roof over their head. And to turn around and get involved in a relationship, what that's doing is creating a source of dependency. And a lot of these women will purposefully date men who are in compromising positions like that so they could create a sense of dependency on them. Now, am I saying is it possible that there could be love between a person on the outside and a person on the inside? Sure. And I just refer to women, but there are some men that are involved with women that are incarcerated as well. There are. So I mean, it could be man or woman, but most of these cases are usually the cases with women. There are some men that are involved with women that are incarcerated. But the thing is, for that reason, if they do it just for that reason, so that person could be instant devotion, instant monogamy as soon as they get out because they've been disconnected, if that's the reason why they're getting involved with these people, it's wrong. And if it falls apart, it's justified because your intentions were ill. In a way, you were taking advantage of that person. We all have a season where we have to be alone and regroup. And some of us have spent all our lives just going from situation to situation to situation without taking a moment to breathe. And when those situations go awry, you're up here frustrated, aggravated, and wondering why everything in the universe is against you. The world and the universe is not against you. You are against yourself because you haven't spent time to get to know yourself, and you haven't spent time to pull yourself together. You are against yourself. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up for the day. And I hope that it serves you. Peace.